Game management are the decisions you make prior to swinging at the golf ball. What is my target? What club should I use? What is my starting line? One of the first things you do before hitting your shot is select your target. Your target is where you want the ball to end up. What is the target in the driving game? On a par 4 or 5, you want to land somewhere in the fairway with one of your better drives. Let's say the shortest of your best drives was 220 yards and your longest was 250 yards. Your target should be somewhere in the fairway between 220 and 250 yards. I call this your happy zone because you should be happy if the ball lands anywhere in the zone. After selecting your target, you next need to set up to the ball and aim your swing in a direction that gives you the greatest chance to hit your target. That requires knowing your ball flight profile. All golfers, both the low and high handicapper, have developed a core swing, and when they attempt to repeat their core swing, they get a variety of results. No golfer knows what type of shot will be their next shot. It's like playing the Wheel of Fortune. On your wheel, you will have good shots, fair shots, and poor shots, just like the pros. You will have some that go exactly where you want them to go, and some will go too far right or too far left or too short, just like the pros. Most golfers set up to the ball in a similar manner every time. Their stance and posture are the same familiar position. They set the club face behind the ball, aimed in a similar fashion as all their other setups. They will then swing at the ball in a similar way. But for many golfers, the result of their shot will not be similar. They will create a distribution pattern with a mixture of results. This diagram shows an example of one player's ball flight profile. The white dotted arrow represents the player's setup alignment. With that alignment, they get one of 6 results. They hit 5% of the time into each of the first 3 zones. They land in zone 4 35% of the time, zone 5 30% of the time, and the zone on the far right 20% of the time. The results of any individual round will vary slightly from a player's overall ball flight profile, but over time, when all of the results of several rounds are tracked, you will begin to see a predictable and likely outcome. When a player sets up on the tee box, they are not aiming a single shot. They are aiming all the shots of their profile. The white arrow in this diagram shows the setup alignment aimed down the left side of the fairway and the distribution of the 6 zones. With that alignment, only zones 3 and 4 are covering the fairway and account for only 40% of the shots they will hit. 50% of the shots will be to the right of the fairway. This player could immediately begin hitting 65% of the fairways without changing their swing, by simply changing their setup alignment. By aiming more left, they rotate the high percentage zones to the left also, which allows them to hit more fairways. Now, this is not necessarily the best way to hit more fairways and improve your score. This player's ball flight is not optimal. To have the majority of shots be that far to the right of their setup alignment indicates they are hitting the ball with a glancing blow and not getting the maximum compression and ball speed with their swing. They're just not hitting to the right, they're hitting weak shots to the right. But there is the old saying, you have to dance with who brung you. That means for now, they have to aim the shot they have, not the shot they wish they had. Until you get a new dance partner, dance with the one you have. I use the tee shot to explain the concept of developing your ball flight profile and then aiming your profile by adjusting your setup alignment. This concept applies to your approach shot as well, and even your chip and pitch shots. Start paying attention to the left and right results and adjust accordingly. When you play percentage golf, you are playing better golf.